back at it again with another episode to Duo Jive.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome everyone in. How you
Absolutely.
doing, Chris?
Doing super stinking fantastic. How are you?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty sure everyone by now kind of expects that in a weird
What?
way. Well, you being super stinking fantastic.
They do actually. I
You
have people
think?
tell me that all the time. They expect it.
We're getting
Some
pretty
people will
high.
come up. People walk up to me and say, "I don't even know why I'm going to ask, but I got to know how you doing."
Yeah, it's like common courtesy to ask, even though you know the answer already.
Yeah, yeah. Well, some people say they want to hear it,
That's true.
or
Can
they
maybe
forgot how to say it, or
lighten someone's
they're trying to
day.
remember. Yeah, or they'll start saying it, and I'll have to help them finish.
Well, you're gonna be, I guess jumping right into it, you're gonna be here up in Wyoming in just a couple days.
Yep, yep. Day after tomorrow, baby.
Dude,
Yep.
and that's because our trip's coming up.
It is absolutely on. At
Our
this time, we'll be on our way to pick up our Suburbans.
Yes, we're gonna head to the town. We're gonna head over to the next town over and pick up two very large SUVs for our road trip to Montana. And
Whoop
I
whoop.
actually have a few questions for you, but before we get there, as a little bit of a teaser for everyone, for something to
All
come.
right, all right.
Starting it off strong, you've tuned into Duo Jive. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or have listened to all 22 episodes now, crazy, right? Thank you, by the way. Welcome to Wyoming's #1 podcast for questionable advice, accidental wisdom, and deeply unnecessary storytelling.
Deeply unnecessary. Yes, sir.
Every
I'm
episode
very excited.
is full of all of those. And also make sure to check out our social media. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff on whatever platform you're listening. And yeah, check us out and check out our personals if you'd like. If you want to dive deep into who we are, Noah and Chris. I actually just came out with episode 4 on my personal channel, Noah Avery, both on YouTube. The main vlog is on YouTube, and then I have a bunch of shorts on my TikTok and Instagram. So if you want to check those out as well. This one was by far my best. I've got to say that this beach day episode was a blast to both record, film, and look back on. So yeah, check it
Really,
out. It was fun.
really.
It was a good one.
Oh, okay. All
Did you
right.
see it yet?
Oh yeah, I watched it,
Okay.
and I'm trying to remember. I think it was this episode. I shared it on all my platforms,
Yeah.
and then I put a little tag on it. Did you notice?
The milkshakes. What can I say, man? I like milkshakes.
That became real obvious.
Yes. I mean, that's why I went to Florida. I mean, Epic Universe was a part of it, and taking Lincoln for his birthday was a part of it. But let's be honest, priorities.
But yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it sounds like they're intact.
Yeah,
Good job.
well, I don't know if you could see from the video, but they were some pretty crazy looking milkshakes.
Yes, yes, they were.
And you want to know the devastating part? I couldn't
No.
finish it all.
Well, kind of expected that though.
I know, but I expected better for myself. And after being, this was day number 4 in Florida and just kind of going crazy on sweets and desserts and food overload, my body could not wake up and handle a absolute gallon of milk and cream and sugar and
Sure. And
minty,
sugar and some
yeah,
more
and
sugar
all of that
and
stuff in
additional
just one
sugar.
heaping pile. So I had to take a sip, enjoy, and then that was the end of it.
My goodness. Well, though you did get it and you did taste it
And I
and
did
you got to
enjoy it.
swap out with Tiff.
Yes, we tried each other's. That was a blast.
Yes, I could see that.
Hmm.
I would have done it. I would have done it. I'm sure you'd do it again if you were given the opportunity to
Oh,
as well,
100%.
right?
I'm actually probably gonna go after filming and then recording and then posting that video. It makes me want to go back just for that again. And I'm already thinking about how I can get down there for a quick milkshake drink and whatever else I can do last minute.
Yeah,
But
good.
fun nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, it was obvious. It was
Hmm.
obvious. It
And
was
then I'm
very obvious.
I'm actually I'm already in the process of working on the next episode, episode 5 of our trip. A little teaser into that. This one's another theme park day, so look forward to that. And hopefully by this weekend, you could be listening to this in the future. Thank you, by the way. And if you are, then check my socials out from the past, which is really weird to say. See if it's already posted. If not, look forward to it in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how many episodes are you expecting out of this trip?
Well, it was supposed to be a six-parter and 6 episodes, and Epic Universe became 2 parts. So technically, it's still 6 episodes, but there's 2 parts to 2 full episodes to Epic Universe. So more like 7. Technically 6, though. I'm gonna say 6, and this is gonna
Okay.
be episode number
Okay.
5.
Well, I mean, they're good, so it doesn't matter how many you do, right? As long as people are interested
Mhm.
and watching and excited. Yeah,
It's
man.
definitely a
Yeah,
learning experience.
absolutely. And you'll be able to look back on these someday, I'm sure.
Mhm.
You know,
That's it, I mean, if anything, Lincoln's gonna be able to grow up and watch the first day he went to the beach, and the first
that
time
is
he went to
true.
theme parks, and the first time he went to all of this
All
good
of it.
stuff.
All of it. Yeah, just all of it. Yep. 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 Good. Good stuff.
Mhm.
I'm drink.
Speaking of that, what?
I'm drinking hot chocolate, by the way.
Is it good?
Well, now you got to remember, when I make hot chocolate, I make hot chocolate. So it's milk, obviously.
Yes.
I heat up milk till it's boiling. And then I throw in about 3 whole tablespoons. I don't want to even look at the calories, but it's hot chocolate. And you know me
Well,
and hot chocolate, got this thing
being
going
that
on.
I'm going on vacation with you here shortly, I think you're gonna have to make me one of these hot chocolates that you speak of because I may or may not indulge in this whole cup of hot chocolate.
Well, I make them rich, very
That's even
rich.
better. I'm glad to
Yep.
hear it. That's what
Yep.
vacay is
Well,
all about.
it's the way you eat. Yeah, absolutely. You
And hot chocolate,
almost
yes.
eat. Yeah, absolutely. So you were I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you with that or distract you. What were you saying?
Well, first of all, hot chocolate's a great tangent, so no problem there. But, what I was gonna say was, speaking of theme parks, did you actually hear the recent news? This is mid-September 2025. There was apparently an incident that happened down at the brand new theme park Epic Universe on
Yes,
their newest roller coaster called Stardust Racers. Did you see anything on that yet? Have you
a
come
little bit.
across
Yes, sir.
anything
Yes,
on
sir.
social
I did
media?
see a little bit. And that's tragic. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, what happened was, to let all of you guys know if you haven't seen or know, there was a incident where somebody had become, I guess they became unconscious on the new Stardust Racers roller
correct.
coaster, and then
Correct.
later ended up succumbing to their injuries,
That's
their I
correct.
guess their overall injuries
That's
from the roller
correct.
coaster later at the hospital and passed.
That's
So
correct.
condolences to the
Yes.
family, and
Yes, just tragedy.
it's very
Just
unfortunate. I'm
yes.
surprised he got on it in the first place because apparently he was a disabled. So,
Right.
he dealt with
Right.
his disability and all that, and I feel like that kind of really triggered what happened on that roller coaster.
Well, it's easy for me to see. It's easy for me to see how that happened, exactly as you proclaimed. Okay, he apparently passed out and then suffered from all of the trauma that encountered from his body being limp. Fortunately, it was kept in the roller coaster, even though he wasn't. He was passed out. But
Yes.
any just about any roller coaster is going to beat the snot out of you if you've gone to the point of being passed out. I being the big brother of a handicapped adopted little brother, uh, I've taken him to plenty of theme parks.
I remember we rode Splash Mountain together.
Yep,
That was a
sure did.
blast.
Sure did. There were roller coasters that I couldn't, and even not passed out, I still couldn't take him on a roller coaster, many roller coasters, just because they were too hard on the body.
Too
If you're
extreme.
not if you're not a person who's aware of what's going on and bracing for things and stuff like that, and I could see that, and it's just tragic. It's just absolute tragedy. And they've hired a lawyer. I don't know what they're going to try to do with it, but it's kind of sad now at this point.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, to a degree, regarding the circumstances, under the circumstances, as it's very, very unfortunate, very sad. I mean, I kind of get it. I'm very passionate about roller coasters myself, so I feel like I would
Right.
have done the same thing. Oh, I can handle
Right.
this. Regardless, this is my type of thing, and unfortunately, that roller
Yes.
coaster, I guess, was just a little too extreme, and
Yes.
eventually reached
Yes.
that point. Later on, it was at the hospital, but still unfortunate news. Regardless, unfortunate circumstance. Yeah, crazy. I mean, brand new theme park. So
Brand new theme park, brand new coaster, and
yeah,
according to the research, it was running as was designed.
Yes, 100%, yeah.
So there I think there's gotta be something that describes the level of violence that a human body can encounter when on a roller coaster. All
Well, I
roller
mean, they
coasters.
actually they give those hazards on prior to getting on. First 2 things, most roller coasters have their warnings above, at the entry of the roller coaster, so whenever you're going through,
Yes,
you can
I've
see all the
seen them.
warning, "Don't go on, blah, blah, blah,
If you're
back issues,
pregnant,
injury."
if you're nursing, if
You
all that
can't
stuff.
you can't tell someone that if you I mean, granted, you can for the most part, you can tell when someone like, if they have, like, a broken arm or if they're pregnant, you don't let that person get on if you're a worker there, but you can't tell people that they can't get on a roller coaster just because of the fact that they may be dealing with a disability of some sort like
Disability.
that. And then Stardust Racers goes to a upper extent, an extreme, because whenever you go through that ride, you're required to put everything in your pockets, everything loose, everything into a locker that's face scanned, and then you have to go through a metal detector to make sure you don't have anything on you that is a possibility of flying out because of how extreme this roller coaster is before getting on.
Have you ridden this roller coaster? Have you
Yes,
ridden
this
this?
is one of my favorite whenever I went down there.
No kidding.
Mhm. It's one of my top.
Well, I've seen the charts before you get on a roller coaster, the signage slash charting that shows, hey, if you're pregnant, we don't want you on this. If you have heart conditions, we don't want you on that stuff. I think that can continue over into special needs. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, as the big brother or even the parent of a child that's got special needs or has a handicap, I would love to hear from roller coaster operators, from the owners. Hey, man, sorry, you can't do it.
It's a possibility they may have.
They used to do it to me all the time with the kids.
Well, that's understood. I mean, being that they're children and the right height and all of that stuff, but
Right.
whenever it comes to someone just being disabled, no, no, it's just a physical disability, not a mental or anything like that. I mean, that person can speak on their own accord, and then they go and they explain and they persuade you into allowing them to do what they want to do. I mean, it's really all that
And
comes down to
and
it.
I we don't know the severity of his condition, right? He may have been moderately, capable of handling a roller coaster. It's just the right conditions caused him to
Mhm.
pass out, and then that was all it took, you know?
Mhm.
Who knows? And, either way, just a major tragedy on behalf of the family. The sad, sad, sad thing to experience on such a joyous occasion, you know? He was obviously excited to get to do it.
Man, oh yeah. I mean, who isn't? New roller coaster, new theme park, all of the above. So,
Right. Right, and he probably heard some of the same hype you did, you know?
yes, yeah, I was very hyped, and it's true. I will say, I mean, that is a very extreme roller coaster. It surprised me that something could compete with Velocicoaster, which is another
Really?
Universal roller coaster, but that's over in Islands of Adventure.
Yep.
That roller
Yep.
coaster is probably still the top, but they are close, both Stardust Racers and Velocicoaster. You're out of your seat. It's not shoulder restraints, it's just lap restraint, but you're in a roller coaster that does barrel rolls, loops, and all of the
Yep.
above.
Yep, I've seen
And,
that.
I mean, so you're going to the extreme, and then on top of it, you're because of they have these little humps that you're constantly going on like this, up and down like a camel hump almost. Whenever you go up on those and then go back down, it lifts you out of your seat. So you're out of your seat probably 85, almost 90% of this ride.
My god.
You're not even you're not even
My
but it's so new and so smooth that it works really well. It's a little more I feel like Velocicoaster absolutely perfected that, and then they tried kind of continuing it with
uh,
that whole vibe and that whole
right,
scenario with the lap
right.
restraints and the floating out of your seat and all that with Stardust Racers. It's got a cool theme. It's all together put together well, but yeah, I mean, it's one of my top for sure. It's unfortunate
Well,
the
that's
circumstances.
fascinating. I guess I'm gonna have to check it out. I don't think I've been on Velociraptor.
Velocicoaster, and
Velocicoaster.
it blew my mind. That one blew my mind. You might I don't know. I mean, how much can you handle? You think that I'm just concerned
I'm
as
sorry,
far as
what?
how extreme that roller
What?
coaster is. It's an extreme roller coaster. You don't get dizzy
Veranda.
easy, do you?
Brother, whatever. Should
No
I entertain that
dizziness?
question? What?
I wouldn't. I'm just trying to explain how extreme it is.
Okay. Well, okay, fine. I believe that. But I don't think there's a roller coaster I've ever been on that scared me.
That's
And
fair.
I've been going to theme parks since I was a kid.
Well, then let's do it. Let's go to.
I
I'm
have
not
to,
sure when.
I actually have to correct myself on that because when I was a kid, we went to Six Flags of all places, and it was only an hour away from my house that I was raised in. And they had this roller coaster called the Screaming Eagle, and it was all
Familiar.
wood. It was all wood, and it was gigantic. It was a monster. It still is, and quite impressive. You know what I'm saying? And it actually did put the fear of God in me before I got
It
on
did.
it.
Well, first of all, wooden roller coasters do that in general because it feels
Yes,
like they're gonna crumple underneath you as you're going and
yes,
flying down, and there's
yes,
just that slightest bit of give with a
yes,
wooden roller coaster. So you
yes.
slingshot a little bit more. The gravity's more intense going up and down the hills. I can understand that. No, I can agree.
Uh-huh. And when you're a kid, you don't know that there's a second set of wheels up under the track,
Yes,
holding the roller coaster on the track.
down. Yes,
And I always imagined my first couple of times actually getting on that roller coaster, even when I was 17 years old, a bunch of guys that I worked with and we just all took off one weekend because we all had that time off and went down to Six Flags. And I was even thinking about it then. And I was no longer scared of the coaster, but I was thinking about that. What if this thing flies off? Well, but
yeah. Very, very. That's a very, very realistic fear for a kid because
right?
you're not sure. And
Yep.
I'm actually curious. Do you know when they started incorporating under wheels underneath the roller coaster so it stayed down? Was that always a thing, or is that
Yes.
something that came on
Yes.
later?
Well, when they started making roller coasters, I think it was in the 50s,
Okay.
from around there. They weren't as powerful. They were nowhere near as powerful, and they were just
Yeah.
little. Gravity did all the work. They powered it up a hill, and then the gravity did the rest. Brought it down the hill and kept it on the track. And the tracks were never, the turns were never, fast enough to where it could be a problem. It became a problem at some point, and they had to look for a way to make it safe, and that's when that came about. And of course, they've mastered it now,
Man,
even with the tube track roller coaster. Roller coasters now, even the one that you were just talking about. What was the name of the roller coaster that the young man died on?
Stardust Racers.
Stardust Racers. It's a tube track. It's just tubes. Two tubes running, going here and twisting and all that stuff. And of course, those have dual wheels on
Yes.
top, wheels on the bottom, holding it to the track. And so the roller coaster, the coaster, it has to go wherever the tracks are.
Cannot leave it.
Yeah. Fortunately, they had already discovered that before I went the first time. I would,
Well, that's good to hear.
yeah, right. Well, when they started making roller coasters even more powerful. Now, Screaming Eagle is a gravity roller coaster. It is a that's a wooden roller coaster, and it's very
I
large.
think most wooden roller coasters are
Yeah,
gravity.
yeah, but it had the dual wheels, so it wasn't a problem.
Yes. Yeah. So that you could really gain some momentum without having
Oh
to
yeah.
launch, without worrying about launching or anything.
And I used to really enjoy discovering the effects of a roller coaster when the first car would go over. You know, you could tell that the chain that was pulling it up the tracks, pulling it up the large incline. Okay, you could tell the chain was really realizing less strain on it, if you will. And if you're in the back of the roller coaster, you can hear that chain finally give up or finally have to no longer pull you. You know what I'm saying? And that roller coaster, and then gravity's taken over, and that all of those cars together are on the opposite side of the hill, and all of those sounds you'll never really forget them as a young person. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something that is just built in whenever you part of your childhood core
Huh?
memory.
Yep. Yeah. Very much so.
Well, it sounds like we need to go do both Velocicoaster and Stardust Racers, so that way
Yes.
you can first of all compare the two and see the latest and greatest because I feel like those are kind of the top. And so
Really?
being that you haven't been on, well, yeah, I feel like being seen since you haven't been on Velocicoaster, there's like a whole new aspect to roller coasters you have yet to experience.
Well, I guess so. Uh, it's just strange that I haven't been on Velocicoaster because that came out when Jurassic Park was the rave, right?
That came out whenever they started transitioning from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World. Coaster, it takes place with Jurassic World, so Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, three
Are
the
they
trilogy with
characters?
those three.
They're characters in the ride,
They're not in the ride, they're in the pre-show.
right?
Whenever they
Well,
introduce you to this new
setting the
experiment
storyline,
where you get to, well, it's really
right?
cool because they incorporate you into the Jurassic World, and so you're at the, this is before Jurassic World becomes a failure and the dinosaurs escape and start attacking and creating mass terror. So one of the things that they decided to do was create an actual roller coaster that rides alongside the Velocicoasters. So it's all accurate. So you go and ride the roller coaster into the Velociraptor pit, at which point they start riding alongside you and jumping at you and you're dodging and weaving. It's cool. It's a top.
Huh?
It is the top for me.
Wow.
Granted, I still need to go on Iron Gwazi roller coasters that are like more Busch Gardens and stuff like that. Those are, from what I've heard, top tier roller coasters as well. But
Better than
and
Disney
actually, Iron,
or Universal?
I personally like I like the theme. Roller coasters are very all about thrill, so there's not much
Hmm.
theming into them. But I feel like Universal does a good job incorporating the theming with the thrill, compared to doing something what with like Busch Gardens, to where they just create an ultra insane roller coaster that's blue or pink and it has a cool name called Iron Gwazi or Iron Gwazi, and it's a just, oh, that's actually something that's pretty cool. That's a hybrid. So they built a wooden structure, and but the actual track is it's metal. So it's a mixture. It's a hybrid, a wooden structure, but metal track.
Mounted to the wood.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yes.
So it's not the flat tracks; it's tubes. Okay, I can see that being freaking awesome.
So we're gonna have to do all three: Iron Gwazi, Velocicoaster, and Stardust Racers.
Do you remember the very first time you rode Hulk?
Yes, I do. I do, as a
Hmm.
matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I did was for an acting gig. I
Uh
went
huh.
and was hired to do a promotional shoot for Universal, whether it was a commercial
Uh huh.
or some type of promotion that they were doing. We were supposed to just ride the Hulk. We were the standby actors, background actors, and we were supposed to just ride the Hulk over and over again. And I was terrified because I didn't know I was riding the Hulk. I thought I was going to go and ride a kiddie ride. And we pull up and they said, "You're going to get on the Hulk." And I was like, and had to be swayed by a few of my actor friends that actually really helped convince me to hop on. Finally
Absolutely.
got on
Yep. I think the
and rode it
Armstrongs were
eight
there, weren't they?
times. They were not. They actually,
I thought they
I
were.
don't recall actually. That's a good question. I don't
Fascinating.
think that wasn't one. They weren't the ones that convinced me, so I don't recall them being there or not. They may have.
I remember mom and dad being there, and
Okay, it's a
I
possibility.
remember you rode it like what 10 times?
8 times, 8 times in a
Okay.
row, back to back to
Yeah.
back to back. I went back, and the last time I went to Universal, I rode the Hulk, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't even handle one time. How did I handle eight back
Hmm.
then?" That ride is
Hmm.
so it's older, especially whenever you go and you ride it next to Velocicoaster because it's older. So there's it's shoulder mounts, so your head bobs and hits the pads and stuff like that, and it can be a little
Yeah.
head racking,
Yes, it can.
head shaking, head
And
rattling.
Kenny wanted to ride it so bad, dude.
Did he?
Oh my God, yes, he did. So we let him. Of course, I had
Oh, he went on it.
yeah, yeah. He rode it, and I
I didn't
rode
know
next
that.
to him. Yep, absolutely, and watched him the entire time. I didn't put my eyes on the tracks or anything like that because I wanted to make sure. First, I wanted to make sure that even though he was awake, right, and aware of what was going on, he still wasn't able to respond to the curves like most people do, you know. And fortunately, his head didn't hit.
That's
There
good.
was once where he came around a corner and boop, there's the rubber pad there, and I'm thankful for it, right? But fortunately,
Sometimes it's good. Yep.
yep,
It's
and
cool he got to
fortunately,
ride it. I didn't know that.
yeah, Yep, one time. And
One
the
time,
2
hey,
times that we went to Universal with him, 2 separate times we went with him, the Hulk was a big deal to him, dude. And,
mhm,
for Kenny, it was just the superhero aspect of it and the fact that it was green. Oh my god, you know? So, yeah, man.
too cool.
Yeah.
The only
Good
way it would have
memories.
been better is if it were Batman.
My gosh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. That was Kenny. Good memories. Very good memories.
Yep.
Yep,
Are you
and
ready
you
for
guys.
this weekend?
Nope, but yes, I
Nope, but
am
yes. What
so
do you mean?
ready, right? Well, I mean, uh, I I've got things going on at work, and fortunately, one of my supervisors, who travels most of the Northwest to, more of the locations where like I'm on. He's coming in to fill in while I'm gone. And I'm very happy about that. Found that out today and I'm very, very happy about it. And so I'm kind of conditioning into this mindset of, oh yeah, I'm ready to go now. I'm ready.
Well, you better because you and
A
I,
day and a
it's 2
half.
days until it's go time. Yeah, day and a
Yep.
half
Day
until
and
it
a
is go
half I've got to
time.
be leaving here, right?
Yeah.
I've got to be on the road from Denver by noon Thursday.
And then you come grab me, and then that's when it
Yep.
starts for us. But
Yep.
technically, our Montana road trip extravaganza, extraordinaire blast of a week that's coming starts on Friday.
Yes, it does. It does. But for me, it starts Thursday. I'm sorry.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we, we're,
Us
we're going to
going
go
picking
pick up
up
the car.
when we
That's
go pick
it.
up the rentals, and drive back, of course, we'll be in different cars, but, going up there, no doubt grabbing some food if you've got an
That's what I
idea of
was
where we
thinking.
could
I
go.
was
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
thinking possibly trying a dessert together. But now that I think about it, before we podcast the next time, our next episode, episode number 23, before we reach that one, we will have had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5 days each all
Uh,
together for us to try a
mhm.
dessert
Yep.
just before we can podcast again
Yes.
and give some results. Which brings me
Yes.
to, have you tried a dessert this week?
I did not. I wanted to, but I forgot. I totally
You
forgot.
didn't
And I would
try
have
a
even
new dessert this week?
I would have made a special trip. But you know what's funny is we have our dessert contest taking place on our family vacation,
We do.
which is quite the delight. Our contests are turning out to be a highlight for me and getting to try everything. You guys killed it last year. And so I'm looking forward to that, right? And so I've been putting some brain power because I'm competing this year, planning to give you and everybody else some competition, some serious
I like to hear
competition.
it.
I'd like to win my money back.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have a hard
So,
time after with what we present.
well, if that's the case, then it'll be worth every cent, right?
Will
But
this be something that we can talk about in the next episode? Or when do we do this dessert contest? Is it before or after next Tuesday?
we actually do it Wednesday.
Dang, so we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks
Yes,
before
yes,
discussing. Okay.
yeah. So if you're listening or watching, don't not tune in next week because we're going to be doing it live or doing it all in the same place, right? Right now, I'm 600 miles or a couple hundred miles away from you, wherever I'm at. I'm
You're far
120
away.
miles,
I think
however
you're
far away from.
approximately like 240 miles or something like that.
I
You're
have no
good.
idea.
You're good ways.
Yeah, whatever Denver
3 or
is.
4 hours.
But yeah, man, we're gonna be together and we're gonna be enjoying a lot of food and a lot of
Yeah, I'm very excited.
places. Yeah. So it's gonna be fun.
So you failed on the dessert. I do have a few questions about the Montana trip towards you, but before getting into that, you failed on the dessert mission this week. I expect more from you next week, okay? And I'll be there to oversee this for the remainder of the
Yes.
week.
Yes.
I did try a new dessert.
No
Two,
kidding.
actually.
Whoa.
Yes,
Now, were these
two.
desserts that you were actually thinking about creating for the contest or were the
So the first one was, okay, I'm gonna severely.
can you give it away? Can you actually
See, now
do
I
that?
can't. That's the problem. No, I can't. I can't give it away.
You're
So this
welcome.
is where it's gonna be.
You're
This is where it's gonna
welcome.
be a little bit tricky because the first dessert I tried was actually us taste testing and experiencing the dessert we're presenting on our Montana trip that Tiff and I are presenting.
Exactly.
So that
What I
one
expected.
turned out fantastic.
Really?
I cannot disclose any more. So tune
It,
in 2 episodes from now
Okay, all right, all right.
for that, but the one that I did try that I can disclose was the Halo Top Sweet Cream Cold Brew Mix-Ins Ice Cream Pint.
Halo Top Sweet Cream Cold Brew.
Sweet cream cold brew. So it was coffee-esque. It wasn't heavy, cold brew. It was light. It was on the lighter side. It was cold. It had some like chocolate coffee chunks. It was mainly chocolate chunks, but they tasted coffee. And then there was like this swirl of cream, well, sweet cream, but it's like almost like the texture of like the cold foam that you get, or the taste of cold foam that you get on your cold brew. It's almost like it was that, but they swirled it in, and it's just a little bit thicker into a cream. And it was pretty good for a guy that doesn't like coffee. This was per Tiffany's request. A guy that doesn't like coffee that much. I'm coming around. I will say I'm coming around. I get coffee every now and there. A shout out Dutch Bros or Seven Brew if you live up north. I don't know, is Seven Brew or Dutch Bros down south? I'm not sure. Let me know if it
Uh,
is, but those two
yes,
I'm
there are.
fond of. There are? Okay. Well, I'm fond of those. And then I tried this new sweet cream cold brew. If you like coffee but not super heavy, this was good. And it's low in calorie.
No, because it's a Halo Top.
Exactly.
Halo Top Sweet Cream. Anything with
Halo
sweet
Top's
cream.
sweet cream cold brew.
So anything with sweet cream in it is going to make me think of like a Cool Whip or a dessert topping of some
That's
kind.
very familiar. It's very creamier. I want to say creamier than a Cold Whip, not as airy.
No,
A little bit thicker. Yeah, a little bit
no.
thicker.
So I'm gonna have to try it.
Good stuff.
I
I
got
would
to find
recommend
out
it
where
if you
there's
like
Halo
coffee.
Top around here.
Yeah, if you end up trying it, I mean, I guess shoot me a text because we can't talk about it. We'll probably forget next week, but I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on it. Make a note of it, maybe.
I'll remember, although I probably won't because we'll be doing so much between now and then.
Exactly,
But
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah, cool. I like it.
It was delicious, and then more to look forward to, more to come with the second dessert. So make sure to tune in 2 weeks from now if you're listening now, or if it's already posted. Hey, hop on over to that episode, but don't skip the middle one. You might miss some stuff.
All right.
With that, I do have a few questions on the Montana trip. I mean, nothing crazy, but as far as the overall trip, are you familiar with what's happening each and every day?
So, well, one of our
Like, have you
family
have you like
members.
read the itinerary pretty heavily?
No, I didn't read it heavily. I read it. I've read it several times, so I think I know what's going on each day. And that's how. I
That's
mean,
kind of my
I knew when the dessert contest was taking place. I mean, come on.
Yes, you do. You know more than me actually, because what I was going to say was, I actually am limited on knowledge on our overall itinerary because I'm kind of going in with the idea of it being spontaneous. Granted, we do have an itinerary, we have stuff
We have to.
planned.
We
I'm
had
along
to.
for the ride. We have to.
Yeah,
I completely
absolutely.
agree. We have to, but I'm along for the ride on this. I didn't take the reins and actually plan it or anything like that. Shout out to my family members for taking that because I like to do that a lot, but this one is gonna be just a blast being able to be a part of the journey and really just kinda, "All right, where are we going? All right, what are
Yep.
we doing?" And, we got a lot
Yeah.
of activities
Yeah.
planned from, we're gonna do kayaking, we're gonna go to Sun Road way up there. Is that in Whitefish?
So going to the Sun Road starts in just north of Whitefish. You know, when you're heading into Big Mountain, you've got or no, not Whitefish. I'm so sorry. Big Fork, Whitefish. It's
Kalispell.
kind of in between. And then you go up in between those cities, and then you've got this peel where you peel off onto going to the Sun Road, which goes way up into the mountain, get you to a peak.
Mhm.
And we're obviously going to get out there and enjoy the scenery like it's insane, right? So we'll enjoy the scenery and the atmosphere.
I'm very excited to see it.
Never forget the first time I went. They had snow on the side of the highway, on the side of the road, where the snow plows had cut through the snow, and the wall of snow was over 30 feet tall, right?
So you went
So
during winter?
I went after winter. I went in early spring. And yeah,
Okay.
and I had the same experience when I went to the top of a mountain in New Mexico. But I mean, you got these mountains or these mountainous walls of snow where the snow plows have cut through, and really, it's a wonder. It's a feat, you know, that going on. I know we won't see any of that this time, and I'm kind of thankful for it because the temperature is expected to be around in the 70s on the lower levels, so it'll be in the 50s, maybe a bit
So bring a
less.
hoodie.
Higher levels, absolutely want to take a hoodie, if not a coat. Make sure the baby's got something to warm up with, you know. And then, yeah, and then of course we get to when that's the case, we get to really go to the top. I mean, really go all the way to the top and go to the peak and enjoy the views. And then typically, I don't know if they'll still be open now because I know the season is ending, but typically there's a place to get some good hot chocolate or coffee and some food and some subies.
Hey, I'm in.
Yeah, man. We'll be
Some hot
enjoying that
chocolate
quite a bit.
sounds delicious.
Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
But we do have a few activities planned from what I saw. So, like, we have, an escape room, a hot
Yep.
springs
Yep.
evening or
Yep.
day, and
Yeah.
then s'mores. I think that's probably my
Yep.
favorite part, probably because it's
Really.
food, but s'mores by the fire sound like
Yes.
an absolute vibe, just late in the
Yes.
evening with the fam, being able to hang out
Yes.
and
And I believe
the whole
that'll be
ambiance
happening
of
on
it
more
all.
than one occasion. You know, once in Whitefish and once in the teepees on our way home and all that stuff. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Every
a
night.
lot to look forward to. And for the sake of our viewers and listeners, these things will be shared by none other than yours truly, No Avery, which is awesome.
Yes, it'll be a little bit down the road, but do look forward to that. I do plan on sharing that as well, along with it's kind of similar to our trip here and that we did back in a month ago, which is crazy to say,
Yep.
in
Yep. Yep.
Florida, and hopefully bringing that same thing. It'll take some time to get there to finally post, but yeah, hopefully more vlogs to come.
But I mean, obviously, you're looking for an opportunity to share with our viewers or listeners a chance to experience these things they may not have ever experienced yet. And they're notable experiences. They're powerful experiences. One of the things that really hit me when we're going up into any of the mountains, especially the Rockies, when we're driving up into them and getting out and hiking them, you just feel God's majesty in all of it. You feel the power of God involved in creating a mountain that is taking you a full day to drive to the top of, you know, or half a day at least, and a full day to get back, or half a day to get back. So it's a full day experience. Um, you know, these are things that no man can ever say he's done. No man has ever completed the construction of a mountain, but God has.
Construct that's true. That's very true.
I
And
mean,
you're
think
just in
about
awe
it.
when you see the mountains up there,
Yeah.
especially in Montana.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Montana's like, I mean, it's amazing in Colorado. The Tetons are amazing. And why, oh my gosh, they're just, you can hardly, you know, I mean, comprehend the majesty that's in all of these mountains. But, you know, glaciers got it going on. It's
One of
aptly
the top.
named as well,
One of the top, that's for sure.
you know, and all that glacier runoff, it forges some pretty powerful rivers, you know, streams and creeks and rivers through there. So we're going to be able to enjoy all of them. So yeah, we some tubing, some or rafting or something like that. I got a feeling is happening, and just so much. And it's a good
Very exciting
experience.
stuff.
And if people haven't done it yet, we're going to encourage them to want to, and we'll share enough information about it so that they can say, okay, got to put this on my bucket list. You know,
I agree, and maybe we can even do a detailed breakdown with you, and if you're okay with it, later on, maybe of 2 or 3, maybe 4 episodes down, as far as what the expenses looked like for this trip, just
that's
overall,
awesome. That's awesome.
and then but, take telling people this is for a trip with a family of 12 or 11 people, and, just factoring that in, if you're going with a smaller group, it will be more affordable
Ele-
in comparison, which can
11,
help.
11.
11 people?
No,
I believe so, 11 people.
no, 2, 4, 6, 11.
11, yes. Wow, we came full circle
I
there.
added a couple. I added a couple of people. I'm sorry, man. I just wigged out
You're
totally
good.
right there. That's cool. Yep. 11 people.
Yep. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
It's going to work out really good, and we're very thankful for it. And one of the things that I'm more happy about than anything, besides the fact that we're spending to get time together as a family, which is very, very, very important. I believe families should spend time together whenever they get the chance, especially
I
when it's
completely agree.
a space where they've gone as a family just to enjoy something, whether it's a theme park or some of God's majesty, which is everywhere, by the way. But we're going to be, in this case, we're going to be in an area where we're not going to go for the sake of experiencing any of man's creations other than putting roads in, other than building a building or two to support some touristy location, whether it's restaurants or whatever. And by the way, we're going to be in the capital for huckleberries in the United States. We're going to be in the capital for sweet cherries, which is Flathead Lake. Oh my goodness gracious, their cherries. Oh wow. And we're going to be at the
Now you're
getting
speaking
there.
my language.
Yep, and we're gonna be getting there right at the end of the season, by the way, for the cherries, and getting there right in the middle of the season for the huckleberries. And the huckleberries, oh
I'll try the
my
huckleberries for you. I'm nervous about those. I'm not big into huckleberry, but granted, I've only had it in limited amount of times. So the cherries, oh man, I'm completely on board with.
yes,
But I'll try the huckleberry, and we can give our full report on both the cherries and the huckleberry
have to,
later on as well.
absolutely.
That might be even it could even be a dessert that we pick.
Yes.
Huckleberry pie, huckleberry ice cream, huckleberry something
Yep.
that we can, utilize
Yep.
as our dessert of the week.
Yes. And the cherries, you'll find that the cherries in Flathead Lake, around Flathead Lake, actually, which is what they're known for. Those Flathead Lake cherries are sweet. They're not as tart as cherries, normal cherries, most cherries.
Love it even
It's
better.
yeah, it's a taste to behold. And your mom and I have made a big deal out of them on several occasions when we've been up there. And your mom's looking forward like crazy being able to share that with you guys. So, yep, just something else to be able to talk about in future shows
Got a lot
and
of stuff
share the
planned.
experience.
Yep.
And they've got huckleberry and also Flathead Lake cherry ice cream.
So let's try it. Let's
Yeah,
do
oh
it.
yeah. Oh yes, of course. So that'll be one of the things that we'll want to share with. So
We could
Flathead Lake,
even bring it on the episode, next week's episode, if it's available around us at the time. We could even bring it on next week's episode and do a live taste testing, kind of like you've done in the past, but
yes,
make it ASMR style. That way people can really understand just how good the ice cream is, hopefully. Or not, or
absolutely.
not. That's for us to determine.
Well, and really make a big deal out of the fact that that is going to be a YouTube version or YouTube episode to enjoy because they'll be able to see the video side of it as well and how much we enjoy those things obviously. But like I was going to say, this trip in particular, we've done a lot of Disney trips, a lot of theme park trips as a family, and we've been doing this for years. But this year we're going to a place where it's not about that stuff. It's not about mechanical and man's wonder. It's all about God and God's wonder, right? And as a family, we not only will be able to enjoy those things, but we'll also be able to spend time in reflection and appreciation towards God and letting God know how much we appreciate him and how much we appreciate what he's doing. And that I know, I know turns into a real investment with huge dividends, by the way, into the spirit realm. So yeah, man, I just went off on a tangent. Sorry. Had to spend some time there.
I think that's what we've been doing this whole time. Bringing it back to the beginning, accidental
Yeah.
wisdom, questionable advice, and deeply unnecessary storytelling.
Yeah. Big fan of it.
Sprinkling it in.
And I'm hearing that several of our listeners are fans of it as well. And we're thankful, by the way.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
listening. Is this where are we wrapping it up?
Well, see, in the back of my brain, it's like, wait a minute, we haven't talked about everything, right? But I can't remember. And instead of making everybody sit here and wonder whether or not we're done, it's probably easier, you know, just to say, okay, we're there. 45 minutes of ramble.
We talk until and sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. But this one's kind of just getting into the hype of our Montana trip, talking about a few things as far as this past week as far as what's happened just overall and things to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely a lot of things to look forward to as of right now.
And a lot to be thankful for. Just in case you're tuning in for the very first time and you don't know us, my name is Chris. That's Noah. And one of the biggest things in my life, and I pray that it's the same for Noah, I don't ever want to assume, but one of the biggest things in my life, some of the most important things in my life, besides my family, is my relationship with God. And God, believe it or not, and you may or may not know God, but God has a desire to bless us and to bless families the way he has blessed ours. And ours isn't even nearly as blessed as some families, I'm sure, but it's kind of wonderful. It's not kind of, it's absolutely wonderful to be a part of something when God's in it. And I want to encourage you to consider that in your daily walk, even if you don't have a big family like ours or a family at all for that matter. God can bless you with whatever it is that you're desiring in your life, whether it's people or family or relationships. God can bless that. And you can experience some of that love and some of that relationship that we talk about periodically on Duo Jive. Duo Jive. What a name.
Jive. Check us out on any social media. And by the way, amen to that. I couldn't agree more. It's where it all starts with your relationship with God. And then from there,
Absolutely.
hopefully we can help people kind of start from there and then, just have a
Yes.
conversation. Thanks for
Yes.
tuning in and listening. Wrapping
Yep.
it up.
Amen.
It's been fun.
Yeah. It always is.
More to look forward to.
Yep.
Remember, everyone. Remember, guys. Live life to the fullest.